I remember being a brand new forestry intern for the Washington Department of Natural Resources. Even as a newbie, my boss was always stressing the importance of leadership. But I didn't get it. I was a grunt out doing regeneration surveys, measuring the baby trees. I mean, who is I supposed to lead anyway? The trees? I mean, come on, little guys, you can do it! I think a lot of us miss out on opportunities to step up as a leader because we believe that the amount of positive influence we can have is directly tied and hinges upon how important our title sounds. It took a rather interesting person to show me how leadership didn't have anything to do with the titles that we have. It's day 4 after the injury that changed my life forever. By this point, I've been poked and prodded, measured, examined, and operated on. I felt like a thing, a product, from a name to a number. Each day, the doctors would come in with their group of interns following like a flock of baby quail, and from the matter-of-fact language about my life to being talked about in the third person, I'm still here. It was easy to see that I was just patient number 8 of 20 they had to see that day. Well, I opened my eyes at about 3 in the morning, and I'm looking up. Staring down at me is a young man in blue scrubs. He says, "Hi, my name's Jason. I'll be your new night nurse. I've been talking to your dad. He says, you're a sports nut. Would you like to turn on ESPN and see what's on TV? I was like, sure, why not? Well, I don't know when the last time you watched TV at 3 in the morning was, but there's some weird stuff. Jason and I, at 3:30 in the morning, we found a bunch of yo-yos. In fact, we found the world championships of yo-yo. Yeah, but something cool happened. Just like we're doing now, we're laughing about this ridiculous thing we saw together, and it made me feel just like I was hanging out with my buddies on the couch again, like I had done just 4 days ago. That is, up until the point he asked me something, frankly, no one had asked since I was 4. He said, Jake, you've been in the hospital for a few days now. When's the last time someone washed your hair? And I was like, I don't know, dude. Well, just between you and me, when he washed my hair, it was awesome. At this point, I was paralyzed from the collarbone down. I couldn't feel anything except my head. So just that touch, that sense of connection that he gave to me, it made me feel like a person again. I'm going to challenge you. Try not to shut out these ideas just because they're different or new. Because when we put up walls, we miss out on experiences that stretch us and experiences that can make us better at doing our job. Well, back to that nurse Jason. When he gave me that sense of touch, that connection, it lifted me up out of that pity pit so I could gain traction and start moving forward again. What would happen if you brought that same sense of connection back to the people you work with? What if you brought it back to your family or your friends? One of the lies we tell ourselves is this: I'm not important enough to make a difference. If you've ever believed for just 1 minute that you're not good enough to do something, listen up close. Your title, your level of importance has nothing to do with how much influence you can have over somebody else. One way to look at leadership, you could say a leader is just someone who influences others. Would you say that Jason influenced me? If you could make a new employee feel welcome, compliment somebody on a job well done, make somebody else feel like $1 million for the outstanding work they've done, wouldn't that make you influential? I'll prove to you that your title and being able to be a leader doesn't have any correlation. As a night nurse, do you think Jason was the most important person in that entire hospital? Pfft, no way! There were helicopter pilots landing choppers on the roof. There were surgeons saving lives in the ER, doctors making life-altering decisions. I doubt he was even the most important person named Jason. So why, all these years later, have I forgotten the names of the helicopter pilots and the surgeons and the doctors, yet I still remember that night nurse? Compassion. The difference, it was indifference. When he saw a person who was having a bad day and who needed help, he didn't ask, should I do this? He didn't wait for someone to tell him. He took action. And that made him the most important person in that entire hospital to our family. Do you take the time and effort every day to be a Jason? It's easy to talk the talk about being a great leader or developing strong teams. But do you walk the walk? From the minute you step into the office every day, there are so many opportunities for you to walk the walk. Do you put your phone down and ask someone how their weekend was? Do you take an interest in what other people are working on? Maybe offer to help with any roadblocks. Do you ask other people what they care about, what they're interested in? Who knows? It might even be yo-yo. Getting to know people and what they care about, what's important to them, that's how you can become a difference maker, just like Jason. You know, it wasn't just an X-ray that changed my life forever. It was a night nurse who made the effort to treat me as more than just a patient, but a person. And that made him the most important person in that hospital. How would you like people to talk about you? Would you like to be important? Then go out of your way to make the people here feel like they matter and be important here.